Sandra Wilson. I'm here in the Kindness Kangaroo Library for another Storytime session. Today we're going to look out into space as we read The Women in the Moon by Peggy Dietrich. This is a cute little story with a big inspiration, so let's give it a listen. Come look at the sky, my grandmother called on a clear and sparkling night. What do you see, my sweet special girl that shines with a silvery light? I faced to the heavens and smiled when I glimpsed what seemed like a ghostly balloon. I know, I gleefully cried. I know, it's the man in the moon. You're almost right, my grandmother laughed, but I think that isn't quite so. It isn't a man, but a woman up there who gives it that beautiful glow. Then she fetched me a globe and spun it around, pointing to each earthly place. Each night, every woman can see the same moon, regardless of age or race. Your spirit can fly and join with each soul as your prayers come straight from your heart. The strength that you gain will give you great peace from friends in those worlds far apart. We are one as we ponder the limitless stars. We are one as we dance to their tune. We are one as we bond with the gentlest of tears. Together, we are the women in the moon. So that's a lovely little story, The Women in the Moon by Peggy Dietrich, and it has some empowering inspiration to it, but it also has kind of an interesting storytelling aspect that took something that most of us are familiar with, the man in the moon concept, and it changed it around a little bit, gave it a bit of a twist. So that's a great way to create a story, because you take something that you're already familiar with, some concept like the man in the moon, or a concept that maybe something that you've heard, a moral that you've heard, things like that. Sometimes it's like the classic stories that we already know, like Little Red Riding Hood, and you find a little twist to it that you can sort of retell the story that includes this little twist. So I think that's a great storytelling aspect to try. So why don't you give it a try? Think of something that you've heard of before, similar to The Man on the Moon. Maybe you've heard another one, maybe, A Wish Upon a Star, or, not stepping on a crack, things like that. All those different kinds of lucky things, superstitious things, those kinds of things. And see if you can change it a little, give it a little twist, and create a story of your own. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this storytime session. Again, we read The Women in the Moon by Peggy Dietrich, and in the description, you'll be able to find a link so you can get a copy of this book for yourself. And I hope you join us again for another storytime session. Bye!